Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, JG Sports here. I'm finally bringing you guys back another video here. I took the week off last week. The Browns had a bye week, so there were no videos, but I'm back stronger than ever this week. I'm feeling really good about the Browns here for the second half of the season here. And yeah, let's just jump right into this video. So we got the Houston Texans facing my Cleveland Browns this Sunday at 1 o'clock at First Energy Stadium. Houston's coming into this game at a record of 2-6, so not exactly what you think they'd be at. Houston's usually pretty good, but they're struggling this year. Then you got the Cleveland Browns, who, on the other hand, are not struggling like they usually do. They are 5-3, one of their best starts in a long time, and they are looking to make a playoff run in the second half of the season. So, Texans and the Browns. Let's start with the Texans first. They're led by their famous quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Everybody knows his name. He's a beast, really good player. And despite the record, he's still actually putting up really good numbers, and he's having a good season. He has passed for over 2,300 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. That's pretty good stats. He's still playing pretty well. The problem with Houston is he's their only really good player on the team. It's Deshaun Watson, and who else? They lost DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason, which is huge. I still don't understand that trade. So I think Houston has just kind of been a dysfunctional organization. But, Deshaun Watson is still doing pretty good, so I think that shows a lot with him. So I'm worried about Deshaun Watson. Everybody else I'm not too worried about. Their star running back, David Johnson, who they got from a trade from the Cardinals when they trade away Hopkins. He is questionable on the injury list, and from what I saw, it's kind of doubtful that he might play. I think he had a concussion, but he could play still. But then you look at the Houston Texans backup running back, and it's Duke Johnson. Everybody should recognize that name. He played with the Browns, I think a year or two ago, and then we traded him away. So, Duke Johnson is pretty good, so I'd still be worried about that run game. We got to take it seriously, especially how bad the Browns did against the Raiders run game 2 weeks ago. So that should be a area of concern. Then, receiver wise, nothing too special on the Texans besides Fuller. He leads the Texans with almost 600 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. So I think we got to lock him down, if we want to win this game. But other than that, I don't see a whole lot of threats on that Texans offense. But, it's really going to be about containing Deshaun Watson because he can kill you with that passing game. He's got a really good arm, but he can also really hurt you in that run game, too. He is a good running back, I guess, if you want to call him that. He's a good runner. So, you just got to contain him, get pressure on him, and just make him uncomfortable. So then you got the Browns offense, who was led by Baker Mayfield. He's coming into this game with just over 1,500 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, which isn't too bad. It's Baker's has his ups and downs this season, I think, so far, so it's kind of hard to evaluate him right now. I want to see how he does the second half of the season, but I think, he is doing better than last season. I still think there's some concerns with him. But we'll see how he bounces back after his bye week, especially after that loss against Las Vegas, where his offense could only put up 6 points. So I'm curious to see how Baker does this game. I think he should be able to do pretty good because the Texans' defense is not that great, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Then the big news with the Browns is we actually got 3 big star players on the offense coming back. It looks like, at least. It looks like we're getting Nick Chubb back, which is my favorite player on the Browns. Just an absolutely unbelievable player. Great guy, great work ethic, just really humble dude. Doesn't have a big ego or anything, so I'd love to see him back there. We also got Wyatt Teller back, our right guard, who's one of the best guards in the league right now. So it was really sad to see him go down, and I think our run game's really suffered without him. And Chubb, obviously. But that's big, that's huge. And then Austin Hooper should be back too. So that's 3 big guys on offense I think are really going to help drive some momentum, especially now that we lost OBJ. We're going to need all that momentum and, just extra effort on that offense that we can get. And then as far as our receivers, obviously I just said OBJ's out. However, Jarvis Landry, I heard, has been doing a lot better. So, he was playing hurt these past few weeks with the rib. So it looks like he's doing better this week from what I heard at the Browns. But Jarvis Landry does lead the Browns with about 420 reception yards, but he doesn't have a touchdown yet. So I'm not like mad about that, but I'm just like disappointed. They gotta get him, a touchdown. Come on. I think he'll score a touchdown this game. But let's talk about defense because these two teams are not known for their defense one bit. I'll start with the Texans defense. They're pretty god awful. They might be worse than the Browns defense. Maybe. I don't know. They do got J.J. Watt on that defensive line. Gotta watch out for him. He's not as good as he used to be, I don't think. He's getting older. They play him all the time, so I think he just gets tired. But he is still, big guy. You gotta watch out for him. Gotta make sure you block him all. But besides him on defense, like I literally don't know anybody on the Texans defense, so the fact that I don't know any names means that nobody really stands out. Um, I did see that the Texans' run defense is ranked, I believe, the second worst in the league, just behind Dallas. So I think, the Browns' running game can really go off this game, I think. With Nick Chubb back, Kareem Hunt right behind him, I think this run game could run easily for over 100 yards this game, maybe 150, maybe even 200 if they're just absolutely just popping off. But yeah, I really want to see what the Browns' run game does against this Houston's defense. Also, I think we can get some passing going too. Play action. All of a sudden, they're expecting to run. All of a sudden, just hit them up with the play action. When they're least expecting it. So I think the Browns have a lot of good opportunities here on the offensive side of the ball. And then, yeah, let's talk about the Browns defense. So, coming off, pretty bad game against Las Vegas, even though they only gave up, I think, 16 points. I think they would have gave up way more if it wasn't for the weather that game, because it kind of forced the Raiders just to run the ball constantly, and obviously that takes up more clock, so can't score as many points. But the Browns defense was horrible. They couldn't stop the run at all, even when they knew it was coming. So I'm really concerned about that Browns defense. Really concerned. They haven't really got any help. They didn't make any moves at the trade deadline a week or two ago. So I'm just worried about that Browns defense coming into this game, especially with Deshaun Watson as quarterback. I think they could do some damage on us. But hopefully we prevail. Hopefully Myles Garrett comes up with like a strip sack. He's like the one guy we can usually rely on to make a game-changing play. And hopefully our cornerbacks do good. Denzel Ward and Money Mitchell, they've been doing pretty well. But it's those linebackers and safeties that really have to step up their game. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But then the one last thing I want to talk about before I make my prediction is the weather this game. Because again, I looked at the weather forecast yesterday, and they're saying 90% chance of rain in Cleveland for this game. So, we had weather issues last game too, but, can't use that excuse anymore. It is what it is. So, the Browns can't use the weather excuse. I can kind of see his excuse last game a little bit, but this game, they just got to come ready to play no matter what the weather is. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention the weather for this game. It's going to be bad, so I think you are going to see a little more running than you usually do. But let's get right into this prediction. I am going to take the Browns to win this game. I feel somewhat confident, like pretty confident, but not like, extremely confident. Browns are coming off the bye. I think they're a lot more rested. And like I mentioned, we're getting some guys back on the offense, which I think is going to help build some momentum and confidence. And yeah, I think the Browns' run game is really going to do a lot better now that Nick Chubb is expected back this week. So I think we're going to beat them in the run game. And as far as the defense goes, I think Garrett or like Ward or one of those guys will make like a big play on defense that'll kind of seal the game, hopefully. And even though I got a lot of respect for the Texans, they are 2-6. They've only won against the Jaguars both games. They won against Jacksonville, so that's not saying much. So I don't have a whole lot of confidence in them. They're just struggling this year. So I'm going to take the Browns at home to win this game. I'm going to say Browns win like 27-20. So yeah, that's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.